Let me explain you what is HydroSal SalCool. Then you're going to test it yourself. So this is the package. Okay, what is HydroSal SalCool? So HydroSal, first of all, is the name of the platform technology, like multi-sal, like sal sphere. So this is HydroSal. Then SalCool is a blend of 3 different ingredients. There is no menthol and there is no alcohol, but you still will feel the fresh and the cooling sensation when you put them on the skin. So again, it's menthol-free and it's alcohol-free. It contains a lot of water though. So how does it work? These 3 ingredients are working on the nerve system, which means they have to penetrate through the skin layer, the top layer, to get to the nerves and activate the sensation. So we will feel cooling in our mind, but the temperature will not change. Okay? It doesn't work like menthol. I will explain it further later on. So let's start with experiment here. So this is the product that you need to use. If you have it in front of you, I don't know if you can see. Okay, this is the product. It's a refreshing lotion. Okay, if you don't have it, you will be able to order it. It will be on the new website. So this is the cream. It's a simple cream with the technology inside. So we take a little bit. That's enough. The first thing that we do when we give to the customer, smell it. I want you to smell that there is no odor. You need this finger, right? And I put it on this finger like this. Have it on this finger. Smell it. Do you smell anything? John,
no.
No, that's what I wanted to hear. No smell. Okay, now we apply it on the skin. Now the question is, where on the skin we will get the best impact, the highest impact? Only where the skin is thin and there is high blood vessels, which means it could be on the scalp, it could be on the skin, and you can put it anywhere because there is no menthol. There is nothing to cause irritation like menthol causes, okay? So for men, I typically use it as an aftershave. For a woman that have makeup, put it on the neck. You just put it like this on the neck, okay? Put it, rub it, and forget about this. I put it on my back, and it takes a few seconds to minutes until I start to feel the fresh sensation. The time it takes is the time it takes to penetrate. Once it's penetrated, you start to feel. Some people will feel it in a short period of time, seconds. Some people will take longer time. And I suggest to put it in this part of the body and not on the hands, because here the dermis is thicker. So it will take a longer time and we lose the momentum of the conversation. So not putting it on the skin, can put it a little bit inside maybe, but you have to put it where the skin is thin and you have a high level of blood vessels and nerve system. So scalp is very sensitive, around the eye and the face it's very sensitive, and intimate areas are also very sensitive. So let's come back now. You feel it by now. SalCool is a composition of 3 different ingredients. Why we need 3? Because each one of them activates a separate receptor. Why we do that? Because if we put one ingredient, we can easily saturate the receptor and then we stop feeling. Like if you put a perfume on yourself, after a few minutes, you stop smelling your perfume. But people that come close to you can smell your perfume. This is because you are already saturated and there is no way to activate. It will take some time until you can smell it again. But other people that are not saturated immediately pick up your perfume. Now, the same thing happens with other sensory ingredients, such as the freshening or cooling. So we use 3, and each one of them release at a different time. The first release in a couple of minutes, then the second, and then the third. Why do we need it? Because with this, we get a long-lasting effect from different receptors. Again, remember, we cannot just overdose one receptor because we will not smell it, we will not feel it. Okay, so this is SalCool. We encapsulate it in HydroSal in order to enable the penetration into the deeper layers of the skin. If you put the product as is, the penetration is very limited. It will not go in. So this is a way to demonstrate what we do. We are delivering functional ingredients to the deeper layer. It is important if you want to change the functionality and appearance of the skin from within, like anti-aging claims, like brightening claims, okay? All this needs to be changed or affected at the dermis layer and not at the top layer. I talk about the top layer on my third demo, but this is to explain that we penetrate, we make the material more bioavailable at the layer that they are needed. We don't penetrate into the blood. We only penetrate into the top layer of the skin. And that's enough to encourage rejuvenation of the skin. Okay, rejuvenation means new cells are coming to the top of the skin, and typically they look younger, and of course they look better for aging purposes. So this is called SalCool. Okay, HydroSal SalCool. This is the technology, odorless sensation, number 1, but it's also, you understand, as a model to explain what the technology is doing. It's penetrating, it's increasing the bioavailability, and then the active can do something. So people may ask you, what? If I make a mixture, like an emulsion, the ingredients will not penetrate? You understand the question? So if I put some good stuff on the product, will they penetrate or not? Right? This is a good question to ask. Okay, I buy very expensive material, will it penetrate or not? And my answer is the following. Let's take the smallest molecule in the product and test whether this one will penetrate. Let's take water. Water is a tiny molecule. Can water penetrate the skin? Most of the people said, yes, small molecules will penetrate. I make an emulsion with all the goodies. Of course it penetrates. That's why we see the benefits. Well, water will not penetrate. And how would you know that water is not penetrating? Very simple. Imagine that you're swimming in a pool, or you're staying in the tub, or you're washing your baby in a bath. Will water penetrate the baby? You would know, because if yes, the body will swell. And this doesn't happen. Not only this, actually, the contrary. If you put a baby in the bath, if you remember, I don't know if you remember about yourself, but remember about the baby. After a while, look at the fingertip. Do you remember what happens? What happens? What happens, John?
They get wrinkly.
They get wrinkles. Wrinkle, very good. Wrinkles is a sign of dry skin. Wrinkle is a sign of dry skin. So we are losing water. Water cannot penetrate the skin. The skin is lipid, and water and lipid don't go together. So all the product that we put in the formula and soluble in water are practically insoluble to the skin. So you put them on the skin, they stay on the top of the skin. Luckily, if something goes in, they cannot penetrate the lipid barrier. Lipid can penetrate, and that's what we do with the delivery system. We encapsulate them in lipid spheres. The lipids are holding the active ingredients, enable them to penetrate into the top layers of the skin, and now they become bioavailable for the biological processes, including anti-aging functions. So this is the logic of using a delivery system. Without this, the products are compatible with the base, not the problem. Are they also compatible in the skin? That's the issue. And typically they are not. They will stay on the top of the skin, water will evaporate, and nothing will happen. Unless you use a tremendous amount over a long time, maybe a little bit will penetrate. Okay, so this was HydroSal SalCool, the cooling as an example. And this goes into a lotion, cream, serum, anything, just to give you the feeling, but you understand what the delivery system is doing, enabling the bioavailability. I'm not talking about penetration so much. I don't want to take it into the pharmaceutical area. I'm just using the words bioavailability. Okay, now in this kit, you have the lotion. You also have the HydroSal SalCool and HydroSal Fresh Cool. This is another sample that we put in. Fresh Cool is SalCool plus menthol. We put the menthol for people to smell, but the feel is coming from the SalCool. Okay? It's an opportunity to explain why our delivery systems are necessary if you want to get an effect on the skin.